Live look inside the North Grenville Municipal Centre. Welcome aboard. It's the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour live from Kemptville, Ontario. I am Brett Bonesteel. To my left, Tyler Sear. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be a big-time event. We're talking about the best women's hockey players on planet Earth, Tyler. We've got Team Scotiabank, Team Adidas. The names chalked throughout these lineups. Man, oh man, there's something else.
Oh, it is. It certainly is. And you never skip a beat. You look at the roster, you look at the lineups for both these teams, and you go player by player by player by player. You're like, oh, yep, they're good. Yep, they're good. Yep, oh, Olympian. Oh, national champion. So, no, I'm really excited to see this game. I'm really excited. This is the only game this weekend that is at the North Grenville Municipal Centre here in Kemptville. So, nice to have the 73s logo out there at center ice over CBC Sports, but we're ready to get going, Brett.
We are live worldwide on cbcsports.ca, and the energy in here, Tyler, is palpable. The rink is filling up. We've got our officials on the ice surface, and we're waiting the arrival of Team Scotiabank and Team Adidas. A little history, just prior in the season, Team Adidas 3-3-0-1. Team Scotiabank is 3-4. They've played each other twice the season series, even at one apiece, and this is the rubber match. They do play again later in January.
Yeah, and it's a big game for both these teams. Obviously, they want to win. As you mentioned before the broadcast, as we spoke, nobody's catching up to Harvey's right now, but definitely some contention later on in the season, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on where teams stand after this weekend.
Yeah, Team Harvey's clearly in first place off the strength of Marie-Philippe Poulin. And this whole weekend in the Ottawa area, Tyler, is centered around the PWHPA All-Star Weekend. It's going to be taking place at the Canadian Tire Centre. So we're just loading up the festivities right now and still awaiting the entrance of both Team Scotiabank and Team Adidas.
Think about it, Brett. It's Friday. We're ready for a beautiful weekend of hockey. And I am so pumped to be getting going at 4:45 in the afternoon here on a Friday.
Last times these two teams met was back on November 5th in Truro, Nova Scotia. It was a 5-3 Adidas victory. Kendall Coyne-Schofield, the 30-year-old from Palos Heights, Illinois. She's been enforced the entire Secret Dream Gap Tour, Tyler, and her 3 points that night led the way for Adidas as they beat Scotiabank in their previous meeting.
And they're taking the ice here now. As Adidas, they're going to be wearing their white uniforms with the navy blue and the neon yellow armbands, and then Team Scotia heading out on the ice to your right as well here, as they're going to be wearing their red uniforms with the white stripe through the middle and the black trim and the white numbers.
Teams most recently played the Secret Dream Gap Tour in Pittsburgh, and these teams actually didn't meet during that weekend, so they renew their festivities here in Kemptville.
Pumped to get started here, Brett, as some starters on the ice here. Scotia going to put out Bach, Carpenter, and Ponick, as well as McKella starting in net, and Keller and Lequette.
So there's an interesting piece of information. The first start of the Secret Dream Gap Tour for McKella, and it's going to be a big storyline here this afternoon. How is she going to respond starting her first game?
Well, it'll be interesting, but it's certainly a level up. But Coach said she was practicing just great all week, so she's ready to get going. She's up to speed, and interested to see how she fends off in this first period, because it will give us more insight on the second and third. On Team Adidas, starting Schofield, Nurse, as well as Saulnier and Lehac and Faust on the blue line with Rooney in net.
Yeah, certainly Matt Leitner going with his big horses, that top trio, including Kendall Coyne-Schofield and Sarah Nurse. Should be able to provide some offensive prowess.
We are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land, and by doing so, give our respect to those first responders.
Ceremonial puck drop coming up, featuring the mayor of North Grenville. These two teams tomorrow will play another 2 games at the Canadian Tire Centre in the west end of Ottawa. Adidas and Sonnet, they'll play at 3 o'clock, and then Scotiabank will face Harvey's at 7 p.m.
We're to do a little bit of a ceremonial puck drop right near the penalty boxes, but not enough carpet here in Kemptville to make it all the way out to center ice, so we'll have to take them just.
Jill Saulnier of Team Adidas.
They're missing a puck.
And Kelly Panic, Team Scotiabank. That's probably a key piece of equipment.
Yeah.
They didn't check off that box prior to puck drop, so we'll find a disc hopefully in the near future.
Now we're ready. Here we go.
Never in doubt.
Is it even called a puck drop without a puck, or is it just?
No,
No,
it's a
no drop?
phantom drop.
Yeah, phantom drop.
They got it done though in the end. You can see some ear-to-ear smiles. The players on the blue line getting a good chuckle at that turn of events.
Oh, we got it done. Shaking of heads and
All
laughs.
fans, please rise if you are able and join Noah Davidson in the singing of the Star.
All right, we're going to pause for the playing of the national anthems of both the United States and Canada.
Oh,
Awaiting puck drop. Let's set up the starting goaltenders one more time for the fans here, Tyler.
Well, for the away Team Scotiabank, wearing 34, Amanda McKella with her first ever PWHPA start. No goals against, no games played. So we're going to see how she fends off. And on the home squad, Team Adidas, wearing the number 35, Maddie Rooney, with 3 games under her belt, 1 win, 10 goals against, a .333 goals against average, and an .885 save percentage.
All right, that big trio. Sarah Nurse, Kendall Coyne, Schofield, and Saulnier out there for Team Adidas to start the game. A lot of offensive firepower on that trio, Tyler.
Well, one thing to mention, the Scotiabank bench looks a lot smaller than the Adidas bench right now. And that's because they got 1 less forward line tonight. So we're going to see what they do to maybe, I don't know, conserve their energy just a little bit without not going 110%.
It'll be a very interesting bench management project for head coach Dean Seymour. We caught up to him prior to puck drop. One of the things he mentioned, Tyler, was how is the goaltender going to fare out today?
Well, we'll have to wait. They said that, you know, this is going to be one of their keys to victory here, and it has to be good, so we'll see.
All right, dropping the disc. We are off period number 1 underway, and Adidas will control off the face-off fast. Rink-wide dish as Sarah Nurse trips over the blue line. And it is Keller with the disc. Headman pass out to center. Carpenter, one hand on the stick, will chip it up ahead. Fast looking point to point. Adidas working it up on through. Here comes Nurse. Nurse looking across, trying to be the distributor. Maybe had the lane for the shot. Ended up with the dish.
Really good play by Megan Keller to sort of sprawl out and, you know, block off that lane, but that's one player that you're going to want to watch here on the defensive side of things tonight.
Nurse heads to the bench. Scotiabank out as far as the Adidas blue line, no further. Adidas now changing. That will allow a stretch pass to come out through center. It is picked off. Here comes Stacy with a dangle in on goal, stopped in front. Big save by the goaltender, and that's what we were wondering, the first real shot and opportunity for Team Adidas.
Well, the first real test, and I'd say she fended off pretty well, so you know, we might actually end up getting a goaltender's bout here because, man, what a save. Sort of sprawling, just managed to get it with the trapper, but kind of hit her elbow, so had to make up for some ground.
Yeah, Makela coming out to challenge that one as Johnston heads into the offensive zone, one of the offensive powerhouses for Team Scotiabank. 11 points in 7 games for Johnston. She'll take hold of the disc in behind the goal. One hand on the stick, gave it away in her own end. And Adidas back in transition on for Stacy. Stacy with the snapper. She got every morsel of it and more. It went north of the bar.
What a shot.
Good north-south action to start the game here, Tyler. Comes near side Mickelson. Out to center, Adidas loading it up. Stacy at the end of a long shift. She's going to chip it in deep and head off for fresher legs. Mickelson couldn't slow it up. This one will come rink wide, and Adidas will, in fact, punch it out to center. Stacy in hot pursuit comes wrapped around the dasher board, where Willoughby let it go by. And Vespa will steer it in deep. Megan Keller in her own zone. Still awaiting the first goal of the hockey game. 2 minutes gone. Opening period. Team Scotiabank, Team Adidas. The PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour from Kemptville. This one rolls in onto the goaltender, Rooney. And with somebody closing in quickly, she's not going to take any chances in that vicinity.
Yeah, really good forecheck here for Scotia. But one thing I got to mention on Adidas, kind of letting players just sort of run through the blue line, get in deep, and a lot of good offensive zone pressure always starts below the goal line. And right now, Scotia, they know that. So they're getting in those areas and making it dirty here for Adidas.
Long shot, save is made, the rebound popped out, and it's at the side of the goal now. Scotiabank going to work offensively here. Nurse trying to track down the disc. It arrives back at the line, point to point, through the middle. This one intercepted, and here come Adidas loading it up. That one looks like it caught Coyne Schofield in the neck area. She continues deep in the zone as Adidas looking to try to find a shot, can't quite muster it up. Off the boards now. Coyne Schofield with another opportunity, that one wide of the short side. Carpenter out to center pass, came just in front of the forward, and the Scotiabank attack continues. That was Victoria Bach all by her lonesome down there. The lone forechecker for the moment. Now Fast will turn away from the pressure. Sarah Nurse, quick move into the middle, trying to buy some time and space. This one's picked off easily. Melody Dow. Dow with the shot, that was blocked. And now Adidas controlling it in their own end.
Yeah, this might kill off a little bit of pressure here from Scotia.
Sarah Potomac. Here's Stacy deep in the zone, trying to fend off a check. Arrives in the near corner. Stacy rolls it back to the blue line. Down low now. O'Neill trying to fight for a shot. Chipped up ahead, now in behind the Scotiabank net. And they will clear it back out to center. Stacy on the loose puck. Stacy hands a goal, it seems like. Able to find the tape-to-tape pass. Now Adidas loading it up. Scotiabank back with it now. Out of the own zone, it's Costa. Costa on the chip and chase. Both teams making some changes as we approach the 5-minute mark of the opening period. Curling back with it, Jinsey Dunn. Dunn's got it once again, now through the middle. It's available at the Team Adidas blue line. Swept across far side. Corlett trying to slot in. Corlett, last week's player of the week, the week 8 player of the week, scored her first ever professional goal. It's pretty cool because she scored it in Pittsburgh, a graduate of Robert Morris University, Tyler, that also resides in Pittsburgh.
Must have been a lot of friends and family at that one.
No doubt about it. Adidas working it out through center.
Scotia just sort of seem to be a step ahead of Adidas right now, but Adidas have gotten the fair share of chances so far in this first couple 5 minutes, as they've just been able to get over the blue line with a lot more space than Scotia has. Scotia really have to work for their puck possession right now, and Adidas, it just kind of comes off on the rush.
Bach couldn't track it down. Now cleared out by Mickelson. We get a whistle. It's offside at the Adidas blue line.
Pretty good back and forth action here, as you've already mentioned, Brett, but it's starting to really open up quite a lot, actually. I mean, it's mostly in the neutral zone, not really below the blue lines, but it's back, forth, interceptions, poking guys off the puck, you know, watching zones. And that's one thing Adidas has done really good, is they've pushed Scotia out of their zone play, and that's exactly why Scotia might not have gotten the fair share of chances just yet.
Adidas has had the better chances early in the first period as Sarah Nurse and Coyne Schofield go to work on the offensive zone attack. Solia waiting on the outside. Long shot by Fast. It was Nurse parked out in front. Pad save was made. They work it around for Coyne Schofield in front. Nurse looking for the one-timer. She's got another opportunity through the middle of the crease to the far side of the rink. And here comes Scotiabank back the other way. It's Victoria Bach. Bach dropped for Carpenter. Carpenter through the crease. Bach got a stick to it, Tyler. It came with a lot of velocity, just unable to handle it and finish it off.
Well, we just mentioned that they're not really getting their fair share of chances. Well, there's one of them, Brett, and hopefully many more to come.
Turnbull, the recipient here, as she drives to the cage. Right out in front, they jam at it. Still no signal from the referee. It's cleaned up, and Stacy will start back the other way in transition. She got as far as center, got knocked down. Play will continue, and here comes Melody Dow. Fakes the slap shot, chops it in behind the goal. And Johnston on the far side of the boards was surrounded by white shirts, couldn't make anything happen, and Adidas will control it in their own end. DiGirolamo out for Stacy. Costa for Scotiabank at center. Now Potomac. Potomac weaving and winding her way in, tried a shot, it went off the leg, kicked wide. And now Scotiabank will walk this back up to center. Flipped in off the stick of Stewart. Far side once again, chipped off, and here's a potential break now for Adidas. Willoughby up on the right side, put a weak backhand to the goal. That was stopped. Oh, and this one will come back into the Adidas zone. 12:40 remaining here, opening period still scoreless. To the wide side of the ice now, and carrying it up was Desrochers. On here, Vespa. Snapper, that was partially blocked as they converge in the blue paint. And quick to find it, covering it up.
Pretty impressed with Adidas in their own zone there. Really good defensive zone recovery to fend off not 2 but 3 big chances there by Scotiabank, and then get it going the other way and create a chance of their own. And, you know, creating space is probably one of the hardest things to do here in hockey. And, well, Adidas, they've been pretty good at taking the space that's been offered to them, but also pretty good at creating it.
Flip through the middle, now settled by Bach, and she will deposit that into the corner. Centered now. Bach hanging out in the slot area. Scotiabank trying to generate a shot. They do get a weak one. It's paddled away. Now back towards the blue line. Keller trying to seal the wall. It's Adidas to force it out to center, though. Mickelson on that loose puck. Swiped up right in front of the scorer's table. Partial changes at both benches. Mini toe drag attempted. Nurse didn't take the bait. Nurse stops up on a dime, tries to find a friendly stick. Went through the skates a coin. Schofield, now Keller. Back up to center. Partial collision right in front of the Adidas bench. That draws some moans and groans from the crowd. Now a big collision in behind the goal as the physicality starting to pick up a little bit here.
Carpenter and I believe Fast got mixed up there in the near side corner.
Nurse. On for Soligny. Soligny gave it away. Numbers back the other direction for Scotiabank, but it's Turnbull, the lone forechecker for now. DiGirolamo trying to exit her own zone. First attempt doesn't work. Nurse deep in her own territory will reverse it. Rink wide, Soligny. Driving in. Ran into a wall of red shirts, and it's going to be Rebecca Johnston. Johnston. Again, 11 points for Johnston on the Secret Dream Gap Tour. Says she just wants to have fun out here, but says the intensity factor is there nonetheless. But also catching up with her prior to puck drop, said this weekend is so much about growing the women's game. And if you take a look at the crowd inside the North Grenville here today, that's certainly the case. Mickelson.
Packed barn, Brett. Packed. At least 1,000, maybe 2.
All right, near side, Stacy on the offensive rush. Put it wide side. Sarah Potomac trying to track it down. Krzyniak in the high slot area, number 18 in white, uncovered at the moment. Another dangerous player for Team Adidas. Chipped out at center. Krzyniak. Trying to lose Carpenter, fends off the first check, drives into the middle. Krzyniak, side of the boards for Dostler, and they get discombobulated, and it's offside.
Well, I guess this brings us to our keys to victory here about 10 minutes in. I mean, we could have gotten here about 10 minutes ago, but some pretty good play from Adidas, and it's been back and forth. A couple big collisions along the boards, especially at the end boards in this near side corner. Alex Carpenter taking a bit of a bump, but nonetheless, I mean, right now, our keys to victory for both teams on Adidas, you got to limit D-zone breakdowns, which we haven't seen much of so far, Brett, and it's probably a good thing that we're mentioning this at the 10-minute mark because, well, not a lot of it.
Hey, we're still scoreless, right? So Matt Leitner, head coach, said that, yeah, they wanted to limit those D-zone breakdowns and take a lot fewer bad penalties. He felt like in the opening weekends of the Secret Dream Gap Tour, his team were making mistakes in their own zone. It led to some bad penalties. They got into some power play trouble and ended up suffering a pretty bad defeat. Since then, they've really cleaned it up in practice, and he feels like their group is ready to go today.
And we've seen it so far. They've been pretty good in their own D zone, and it hasn't been, you know, too much space given to Scotia. Actually, I would actually arguably say the other side of things have given up a little bit too much space, but that brings us to our Scotiabank keys to victory, and it's good goaltending. They need some goaltending here as, you know, Makela, first start in the PWHPA, and so far she's fended for herself, and I'm more than happy to see what, you know, goes on in the next 2 periods, but their keys to victory, good goaltending and good D-zone recovery.
All right, Keller out of her own zone. That got stymied. Sarah Nurse getting in the way. She'll look across. Now in the middle, they fight for that bouncing puck. Carpenter back to the blue line. Nurse is there to hold it in. Fast off the boards now. She gets plugged up along the half wall. Soligny will join the fray. There's 3 Scotiabank players, 2 Adidas folks in there all trying to dig it out, and it just took a little bit too long for the referee's discretion, so the whistle was blown.
Yeah, we don't have all day here, Brett. We got a lot of time, but not all day, so they'll call those down any time of the week. Just wasn't moving, you know, and it depends. Some referees are different, but sometimes the whole pack has to move. Sometimes just individual players have to move, but a lot of referees will call that one down.
Back to the blue line. Fast will punch it up the boards. Lacquette defensively for Team Scotiabank there reverses it. Scotiabank trying to find a route out of their own zone. Almost a brutal giveaway by Carpenter. Oh, we're going to get our first penalty of the game. Body checking should be the call here. Yeah. It is indeed. And that's to the power play.
She's been having a good game.
Team Scotiabank, Stacy, the guilty party here.
She's been having a good game. Couple huge chances, but that hit just a little bit too hard in the back of the numbers. And it is it's a pretty clean body check, but it's a body check and not allowed. And
slightly overzealous
this weekend in this game. So yeah.
All right, here comes Johnston looking for that backdoor position and nearly found it in Melody Dow.
Second chance like that.
At the midpoint, operating, Shelton dropped it off. Long shot, that caught the side of the post. Bourbonnais. Back again, Shelton, that one way over top. Nurse with a chance to get it out, doesn't work. Second opportunity does. And Dow will drop it back for Shelton. Point to point, Bourbonnais on for Turnbull. Blaine Turnbull, one of the offensive leaders of Team Scotiabank, 10 points in the Secret Dream Gap Tour. Shelton now controlling. Power play here for Scotiabank. Shelton faked the shot, dropped it off side of the net now. Dow to take over. Turnbull hanging out in the slot area. Scotiabank working it around the 4-man box, kind of morphing into a diamond formation for Adidas. Now Johnston near side. Johnston to the side of the goal for Turnbull. She swoops around. Dow side now. One-timer, that one stopped. Play continues. Turnbull with it. To the blue line once again. The puck carrier is Dow. Johnston trying to form into a one-timer position. No shot came. Johnston walking it towards the goal. Dow turns blindly back to the point. Ends up between the defense. And they are forced out to center. We've got 25 seconds left on the man advantage.
It's a shame. It was good power play. They had really good possession time, but they just couldn't seem to get in the house in that dirty area down low. And unfortunately, the puck just stays out to the outside. Couple good chances on the far side with one-timers, but they just couldn't seem to find the back of the net there.
Solid D-zone coverage on the penalty kill from Team Adidas, even being hemmed in their own zone. Bach now back to the line. Lacquette with a big blast, and that one is stopped by Rooney. O'Neill turning it back out. Penalties come to a close. Keller was in prime position to stop a potential breakaway. Carpenter busting in, throws one to the goal, trying to find Bach in a backdoor area. Just missed. Mickelson now chips it out to the ever-dangerous Stacy. Driving on the backhand. Look for the short side shelf, and it was a shoulder save made. Vesta arriving deep in the corner. It's Stacy doing hard work along the boards. Vespa to the slot, now swinging one through, was fast, and she went wide on the far side. Vespa on the reversal. Adidas looking to get a cycle game going. It's Keller against the grain to the far side of the rink. Held in again by Adidas. That long shot by LaRocque is off the mark. Fast hopping up off the blue line, and it's Bach to throw it around to an open wing. Little mini toe drag in their own zone. Bad giveaway again. A long shot wide of the blocking arm. Vespa centering pass. It's hugged up on the side of the net. And the whistle goes. 5:42 remaining here. Opening period, Tyler. We're still awaiting the opening goal of the hockey game.
Yeah, we have a couple big chances and pretty good power play here by Team Scotiabank, and a one-timer there at the end that you're seeing on your screen there from Lacquette. But that's really all they could get going. Not a lot of pressure on the inside of the home base, I like to call it.
Long shot. That one stopped by Mikkola. Back to the line. DiGirolamo operating. Nurse with a nice one touch in the middle. A little bit off target, though. This one almost gets out. Adidas will hold it in. Poked ahead by the speedy Coin Schofield. Saulnier. It's going to be Bourbonnais for Scotiabank just to slow things down, content to do so, and try to regroup here. Get it out of their own end. They're hemmed deep right now. This one is lifted out to safety. And Adidas will punch it back up to center, directed in deep. Adidas changing. To the near side, Shelton, the defenseman. Slowly out to center. Wide side to her deep partner, Bourbonnais, who's going to penetrate the blue line, driving it in. Long carry there from Bourbonnais. Ended up getting stripped off the disc. Stops up, O'Neill. Rink wide, Adidas, nice toe drag. Tried to fire it down the backhand, quick shot. Even a quicker save. Good reactionary stop from Mikkola as she's starting to feel it.
Oh, is she ever? She's just, everything's hitting her. She's like a puck magnet right now, and that's exactly what Team Scotiabank want her to be. They want her to be a puck magnet, and they want her to keep every puck away from the back of the netting.
All right, Stacy in the dirty areas of the rink, rolled on the dasher board. The outstretched stick of Mickelson, unable to stop it. Now a foot race between her and Melody Dow. Dow won it right out in front. Here's a chance for Johnston, wide on the far side. Potomac here in transition, she gave it away. Scotiabank now trying to push the pace a little bit, show that they can provide some offensive prowess. Johnston wide side, Mickelson loading it up at center. Dow now. That pass on for Johnston. Johnston through the middle. That one chipped aside. Now flipped out. Here comes Team Adidas and Willoughby. Caitlin Willoughby for Vespa. Vespa searching for a friendly stick. She gets pinned up along the end while appealing for a penalty, won't get one. Instead, Megan Keller, the defenseman, back the other direction. Carpenter trying to track it down. Fast will peel off of her. Now a turnover in a vulnerable spot. It was Bach who was looking to generate an opportunity, just surrounded. Keller for Bach. She'll stop up. Back to her once again. Nurse hugging the wall. Now the far side, Stewart for Scotiabank. This one through the middle and will end up in the neutral zone. That was Lacquette. Back in her own zone, Larocque on the reversal. Nice idea. Let's head up for Saulnier. Watch out for Coin Schofield. She gets the legs churning at center. It's a blur out there, Tyler.
Well, she's warmed up now, Brett. And she's definitely a threat for this Team Scotiabank here tonight.
You can see her buzzing out there right now as Field pulls it to her backhand to the slot area, doing all the heavy lifting, ends up behind the goal. Rooney keeping a close eye. Larocque will pin up Stewart. Out of that far wall, Coin Schofield, nice dish on to Sarah Nurse, tape to tape. Nurse trying to drive in, she's cut off by Bourbonnais. Nice defensive effort. Chipped ahead, DiGirolamo. Just settling that rolling, bouncing puck. Here as Adidas will walk it up to center. Jinsey Dunn got it in deep. Now Melody Dow will fill a lane. Long stretch pass comes her direction. Rebecca Johnston tried the toe drag, and a nice defensive play by Team Adidas and Emily Curlett.
Just trying a little bit too much there, Brett. She might have had a really good chance if she should have just shot the puck short side. And it probably would have squeaked in as there was a little bit of space there on Rooney.
Turnbull, nice evasive move. Head fake out of her own zone. Wide side for Johnston. Johnston.
Nice footwork.
Waiting for the reinforcements to come. Turnbull got cut off. Now Dow involved in a puck battle. This one chipped back to the blue line. Lacquette, long drive. Dow again back to the blue line. Near side for Keller. Through the middle, that one's chopped up. Oh, and a big stick comes flying through the air. Krasiniak Donovan, chip and chase. They peel to the bench. That will allow Team Scotiabank all sorts of time to work it out.
Oh!
And they put it to the one skater they shouldn't have.
Right in the face, too. Oh, and she tripped over the crease, too. Not very good there.
38 seconds left in the first period. Giveaway at center. Here comes O'Neill. O'Neill, first Stacy went in between her skates. Now Potomac trying to find a lane to the goal. It's going to be Bourbonnais to take the aerial route out to center. And maybe one last chance here for Team Scotiabank, or maybe it's going to be for Team Adidas. Stacy, she's had her fingerprints firmly cemented on the first period. Will look wide side. Larocque recognizing she was offside briefly will throw to an open side. Still 5 seconds remain. Soligny twisting and turning off the boards. We're going to play 20 minutes of scoreless hockey here at the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour. Tyler, what did you see there in the opening 20?
Well, I saw pretty good hockey from both sides. Adidas really good in their own zone, really good at on the rush. Laura Stacy seems to be the girl of the hour here, Brett, as she's gotten 3 chances in that first 20 minutes of play, but really good chances on both sides of the puck. Scotiabank, they're fending for their own as well, and they're pushing the puck down the ice and taking their space as well. But 0 for 1 on the power play, and maybe that's something that needs to change for the second period, Brett.
Alrighty, well, we've got the first intermission coming up. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour live worldwide on cbcsports.ca.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat, it's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Check out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology.
Wow, that popped.
Amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just saved even more bundling Sonnet home and auto insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonnet.ca.
That'll be 93 cents, please.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who needs to ask you that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. No. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe. I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat. It's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
little girl watching. We see you.
We believe that
Municipal Centre. First period in the books. We're just waiting for the players to come out for the second period of play. It's still a 0-0 score here.
Yeah, shots 7 apiece through the first period of play. It was Team Scotiabank with a lone power play chance.
Pretty good power play, actually.
They generated some chances.
Yeah, you know, they did. They just, the chances weren't necessarily in the right spots. Really, really good puck possession. Managed to keep Adidas afar. Yeah, no, honestly, a textbook power play other than the fact that they didn't score. And man, oh man, Brett, this place is filled up. There's a lot of people out getting some concession in the hallway, but wow, look at this. It is a packed barn in here so far.
Yeah, Amanda McCullough, the starting goalie for Team Scotiabank. We talked about it in the intro as part of our keys to victory. How would she play, being this her first start in the Secret Dream Gap Tour? Well, she responded in that opening period, stopping Laura Stacy, who really played well in that opening frame.
Easily the player of that period. Easily the player of that period.
But McCullough, with a couple of good challenging staves, got out to the top of her blue paint and really feeling confident, it looks like.
Oh, she is. And take it this way, Brett. 7 shots and 7 of them were saves without a rebound from Amanda McCullough. She's been fantastic. She's playing her position really well. She's coming out to the top of the blue paint. Like you said, she's staying square and she's stopping everything that's just being thrown in her path. And as I mentioned, she's like a puck magnet right now, and that's exactly what Team Scotiabank need. That's exactly what Team Scotiabank want. And yeah, let's see if she can continue it come the second and third period. But yeah, no, it has certainly been the deal breaker right here for Scotiabank, because I feel like 2 of those chances should have gone in.
And hey, for head coach Dean Seymour and Team Scotiabank, their goaltender played well as well, right? Making all 7 saves. And she's looking good as well. Maddie Rooney in the cage for Team Adidas today.
Yeah, no, she's been good too. She's been square. Not as big as a goaltender as McCullough, but she's been really good. She's also been a little bit high up on her crease, but a couple chances. Scotiabank really like to pickpocket that back door. They've gone to it about 4 times in that first period, so you can tell that they have worked that up in practice and that they're prepared to try and, you know, put one in on the back door. There's a couple chances there. Carpenter, the lucky recipient, but just couldn't get enough on her stick there in the first period. We just saw it. It was the first chance, I believe. Oh my, that would have been a beautiful way to open up this hockey game.
Yeah, that pass was just a little bit too hard, but otherwise we've seen a little bit of off-target passing, which would have been a surefire goal. So they just need to clean that up a little bit, go tape to tape, and we should see some goals fired up on the board. So Team Adidas back out on the ice as we await the drop on period number 2. Getting a look at goaltender McCullough. Megan Keller as well, Vespa.
Keller's been fantastic. She's been one of the better defensemen on the ice here today. She's just been squaring off her players and making lanes and routes really hard for Team Adidas to make. They know, Scotiabank knows that Adidas is a very good rush hockey team, and we've seen it time and time again with Laura Stacy just coming in over the blue line and firing a puck. Those, any day of the week, could go bar down, in the top corner, short side, things like that. So really good job by Keller to sort of be big, square her off her lane, and, you know, make it uncomfortable for Adidas to grab any traction here on the ices. Now Adidas and Scotia both out here. They're gonna obviously shoot the opposite ways, so Adidas now going from right to left and Scotia the opposite.
There's Maddie Rooney, Team USA helmet on. And we've got a team meeting here for the 5 skaters on Team Adidas right now, just prior to puck drop. They're figuring out their strategy.
Well, it should be a really good second period. We saw a really good first. I mean, I don't see why it would segue away from that, but so far, a fantastic game, Brett. If you've been out here, you know, to enjoy this one, you've certainly been treated to a good first 20 minutes. So let's see if the next 40 can hold up to what is expected.
The fans here in Kemptville, they want a goal. They want to see some action. We saw the young 7-year-old hockey players out there in the intermission. They scored a goal. The crowd went nuts. So they're itching for something here in period number 2. And we are ready to drop the disc. A Sarah Nurse line out there for Team Adidas to start it off. And Lacquette for Scotiabank out through the middle. Near side, Bach had it roll off of her blade, and then just dipping in behind the goal is Larocque. Going Schofield trying to fill a lane. Carpenter taking advantage for Scotiabank. A long shot, caught the glove. Enough of it to keep it out. Play will continue. Carpenter out of the corner, pops back for Bach. Bach trying to find a lane, top of the slot. Long shot stopped by Rooney. Good save in the opening seconds. 33 seconds gone here in the second.
Really good save by Maddie Rooney. She sees Bach the entire way as you sort of look. She's following her across the middle of the ice, and Bach, she really good job actually to split the D there and take the space that was not granted to her. But once again, as I mentioned in the intermission, just creating space, Scotiabank are.
Turnbull, a sauce pass back for Bourbonnais. Had to deal with a bouncing puck. Now Stacy in hot pursuit. Shelton gonna wait for the pressure to arrive before sending it up along the boards. Melody Daou. Near side, Turnbull. Turning on the Jets, will flip it along the boards. Gets it back once again. Turnbull tried a blind pass out in front. That was blocked. Chintzy Dunn trying to peel that off the boards here. The defenseman will throw it up. Bourbonnais unable to meander her way into the slot. Dunn dropped it off. Once again, O'Neill trying to find a route out to center. O'Neill up to the Scotiabank bench, does get it out. Now Stacy poking it ahead. Potomac heading to the goal. Pad save was made out in front.
Yeah, unexpected pad save there too by McKella.
Field, quick move round to the outside, pulls it onto her backhand, taken down. Mickelson checking out the official. Play will continue.
Yeah, it wasn't a tripping. Her stick didn't really get caught up in her feet. She managed to fall on her own there, so no call on the play.
Gribbins throws it across for Mickelson. Now around to the outside, Gribbins. Her centering pass through a crowd, ends up back at the blue line, held in by Team Adidas, and driving it back to her forehand as Mickelson dropped off. Willoughby getting her way to the slot, but unable to generate a shot. Now thrown across here for Stewart. Again, they are unable to clear it. Willoughby looking to take advantage, throws a backhand dish round to the far side of the rink for Vespa. Operating at the blue line, they give it away. Stewart trying to fill a lane, and a good pickpocket there. Soligny with Vespa joining as well. There's a high shot and a rip over top of the bar. Good chance there by Fast.
Really good shot in a dirty area there too.
Larocque, prime real estate indeed. Soligny digging it off the boards. Fast is there to hold it in again. Look at the extended zone time here for Team Adidas as they are pushing the pace in period number 2. Sarah Nurse licking her chops, driving in. The wrister stopped and held on again. No rebound opportunity. Quality goaltending here this afternoon from Mekala.
Yeah, another good save. And you know, the ones that are tough for her, Sarah Nurse just coming in and making it hard for Makela, which they haven't really done so far. But of the ones that Makela has faced, yeah, I mentioned in the intermission, none of them, no rebounds, been really good so far.
Keller trying to scrape that up along the boards. It's Team Scotiabank to escape with the puck. Bach loading it up in the middle. Stolen by Fast. She's going to chip it up to the boards, but it's not out. Now Lequette advancing on for Bach. Quick save, Rooney. Looking confident there with the leather.
Yeah, and those are the shots that tend to just sort of squeak in past your pad and in the back of the net. So really good shave there by Rooney to sort of stay square, stay calm, and stay collected as she picks up that puck for another save here in the second. I believe that's 10 shots for Scotiabank that Rooney has faced the other way.
Panic tried to win that draw forwards. It's loose for Carpenter on the far side of the rink. She will reverse it. Skating in behind the goal is O'Neill. O'Neill tried to twist and turn away. Now right alone in front, but no shot came of it. Potomac will get it out, and here comes Stacy. Stacy working in on Keller, centering pass O'Neill, they score! O'Neill opens the scoring. Team Adidas strikes first. Kristen O'Neill's second goal of the Dream Gap Tour.
Wow, and it's a really good play by Laura Stacy in the far side corner, just throwing it to that back door. O'Neill is there. She just gets enough on it to squeak it through the blocker side of Makela, and she gives up her first PWHPA goal here in Kemptville at the North Grenville Municipal Centre. 1-0.
All right, and the barn now lively. Can hardly hear myself think as Bourbonnais will throw it on ahead. Arriving at the goal mouth was Turnbull. That one swept to the boards, and then Soligny will make sure this one gets down. Icing is engaged. Does it have enough on it? It does.
Schofield was right there with her.
No doubt about that. Kendall Coyne Schofield, 6-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist in 2018, and she actually appeared in the 2019 All-Star game, the NHL All-Star game, replacing the injured Nathan McKinnon at the time. Ended up competing in the fastest skater competition and finished 7th out of 8 skaters and finished only a second behind the fastest player on planet Earth, Connor McDavid.
And if that isn't bragging rights, I don't know what is, Brett. You can really see it here tonight. Her feet go zoom, zoom, very quick.
Up the boards. This one picked off by Bourbonnais, and Turnbull will enter the offensive zone. Shot save by Rooney. No rebound available.
And just some more creating space here by Scotiabank. They are not getting a lot given to them by Adidas, since Adidas is just playing so well in their own zone, but really good job by Scotiabank to just get it over the blue line and create the space that isn't being given to them. And that's where majority of their chances have come from, and it's going to pay out for them at some point here tonight.
O'Neill, the goal scorer, won the face-off, and she'll collect it deep in her own zone. And a nice short route out to center. Saw some daylight, carried it out. To the far side, Mickelson with Adidas and numbers to the backhand. Stopped. Rebound, trying to find it. Mickelson whacking away at it. And finally, they'll get the whistle here. More than 5 minutes gone. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour live worldwide. CBCSports.ca. Brett Bonesteel alongside Tyler Sear.
Yeah, and that first save by Makela, it's pretty hard to make, but then to pounce on it, she kind of got it with the blocker and had to jump on it with her trapper to cover up, but really good first calm and collected save by Amanda Makela.
Chipped round to the near side. Adidas going to work in the offensive zone. Keller will flip it along. Stewart unable to exit the zone. Flipped back to the point. Krasiniak's available near side. That floats wide of the mark. Now Krasiniak will go into the corner to get it. Keller on the outskirts trying to dig it off the wall, but it's Adidas with possession. Corlett to the far side, now into the middle, chipped on in the slot area, turning and shooting just wide of the mark. They almost buried it. That was Samantha Donovan almost making it 2-zip.
I don't know about you, Brett, but it's been all Team Adidas in the last couple of minutes here.
Second period, they've brought everything in the kitchen sink to Team Scotiabank. Larocque fed it along. Here's Fast. Up over the blue. She'll drive on her backhand, end up at the near corner where Keller throws her into the boards. Keller apologizing and making sure she's okay, but penalties on the way. Extra attacker is out. Larocque searching around, going over her options. Dropped it back to the blue line now. Willoughby loading up a half slapper. It's touched up by Scotiabank. And Adidas to their first power play of the evening.
Yeah, we've seen one in the red and white, but now it's time to see one in the white and blue. So ready to get going here, and we should see maybe a little bit more deceptiveness and a little bit more attack in the middle of the zone. Maybe try and stay away from the outside, get your chances in front of the net rather than to the side of the net, and that's what Adidas have to strive to do here.
Dunn along for Potomac. Now it's Stacy operating out of the corner. Looks far side. This one will be held in by Mickelson. Adidas with the man advantage. They give it away though. Scotiabank chance to clear it. They don't. Second effort does get it out. Off the stick of Nicole Costa. on the breakout, Team Adidas. Front past Potomac and back into the Adidas zone. So a good penalty kill to start for Team Scotiabank, as Adidas still looking to set themselves up. Rink wide once again. Up across the blue line, Scotiabank converges in a nice play involving both Turnbull and Johnston as they get it down 200 feet.
Really good penalty kill so far here from Team Scotiabank, who are kind of without their top, defenseman, Megan Keller, who's in the box for this penalty.
Turnbull, short-handed opportunity potentially forming. Got it to Johnston to the blue line, wrister wide. And available on the far side, Turnbull smartly pops it back out to center. Almost got caught up with Laquette. Now Sarah Nurse.
Oh, no penalty on the
taken
play.
Down, missing one there. And this one is cleared. So Scotiabank escaping there. Sarah Nurse will deposit it in behind the goal. And it's Jocelyn Larocque out to center. Solignier. Out of the midpoint, Larocque with a slap shot that will just catch a piece of the netting and will force a whistle. 15 clicks left in the man advantage.
Not a lot of out-of-play calls here tonight, and that's actually, if I'm not wrong, the first one we've seen. And the referee's talking a little bit here with Sarah Nurse and
more than likely about that
trip at center ice, yeah. Sarah Nurse certainly didn't like it.
She's going to operate in the face-off dot. A little scrambly, contested face-off that's taken by Adidas. They swoop it back to the line. Larocque will look across. She gets it back once again, midpoint. Near side, Nurse. Nurse waiting, no shot yet. Penalties coming to a close. We are back to 5-on-5. Centering past Larocque. Stopped in front, and they force the whistle.
Really good play to work this puck down the near side boards and get it down into the near side corner. As I mentioned before the game started here, majority of your chances in the offensive zone will come below the goal line, and that's exactly what happens here as Larocque lines up in a pretty quiet area, gets that puck, and throws it towards the net.
Sarah Nurse had to deal with a bouncing puck. No shot came of it. She twists and turns, buys some time. Solignier can't find it either as she was converged by red shirts. Coyne Schofield out of the corner, chopped it back to the blue line. Larocque now up the wall. Solignier, one-timer, blocking arm save. It pops back out to the blue line, but will stay in. Nice one-touch. Larocque advancing now in behind the goal. Nurse trying to lose Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais is going to pin her up. And it's going to be Scotiabank and Bach. All the way out to center and in with numbers, 3 of them across the line. No shot came, great back check. And here comes Nurse in transition. Little flip pass for Willoughby. They enter onside, 2 of them in. Willoughby will just simply throw it in behind the goal for Laquette. Here's Megan Keller. Carpenter through the middle, misses Turnbull. DeGirolamo, the defenseman. Now Gribbins. Melody Daou. Turnbull dropped off. Hard shot Keller in the slot area. Picked up now Daou. Swooping around the circumference of the zone. Laquette with a long shot and glove down through a crowd.
Yeah.
Tracking it well was Rooney.
Weird
She's
view.
going to hang on.
Definitely a weird view. Everybody kind of moved away from the puck there, Brett, which was a little weird, but nonetheless, a shot from Laquette right in the glove of Manny Rooney.
We're going to get a quick scrape of the shovels here, so a little mini break with 9:55 left in period 2. We've just gone over the halfway point of the hockey game, Tyler. Team Adidas with the lone goal.
It's eventful. It's eventful regardless of the score or the low scoring. I think right now Laura Stacey stands out above all else, as well as Amanda McKellar. She's been fantastic, but that goal coming all from Laura Stacey, who gets into the zone is with all that hustle, that hard forecheck, throwing it to the front of the net, and that's where we stand with that one goal of way of Adidas.
See if Team Scotiabank can respond before the end of the second period. Both goaltenders just trying to stay loose as we get through this mini break. And a face-off coming deep inside the Adidas zone. And Turnbull's going to operate in the face-off dot. She's got Laquette lined up right behind her. They try to form a set play off the draw. DiGeronimo, now O'Neill. Out of her own zone, back out to center. That one intercepted by Keller. She'll look across, and it's intercepted. Stacy Potomac fires a backhand, got it in deep, and now Adidas will enter on the forecheck. Back out to center. Johnston left it for Turnbull on the chip and chase. Partial changes at the Scotiabank bench. Centered out in front. O'Neill now tries the aerial route out to center, but a little bit too much elevation.
Had to happen once, Brett. Had to happen once. It happens every time in the CCHL at pretty much every rink, so had to happen once.
Yes, of course. Can't get a few puck marks there in the beautiful red painted roof of the North Grenville Municipal Centre. Offensive zone faceoff coming up for Team Scotiabank. Costa wins it back for Bourbonnais. She fakes the drive and will slot it in behind the goal. Mickelson there for Adidas. Now Costa. Long shot through a crowd. Hit Stewart in front. She may have felt that one.
Yeah, it looked like she reacted pretty, not necessarily poorly, but in a painful manner.
Out for Coyne Schofield. No Solignier with Coyne Schofield heading in behind the goal. She's going to take the disc. Centering pass for Nurse. No shooting position. Nurse turns onto her backhand, cycles it into the corner, back to the blue line. Adidas held it in for now, but Scotiabank will muster it out through center. They miss on the pass, and icing is called.
Yep, they're going to get a couple of those, but Adidas, they're going to stay on their strong foot here with this offensive pressure and get this puck back in the offensive zone, whether Scotiabank like it or not. And those tricky plays are the ones you want to try and avoid, Brett.
Costa beats Dostler on the draw, and Scotiabank will take hold of the disc. Bourbonnais flips it high out to center. This one's going to stay in the confines this time. Fast now, stops up. Flipped out to center, settled nicely. Dostler to the goal, off a leg and wide. Taking over is Donovan. Swings it back fast, available at the blue line. Field cut it off, and that will allow Bach, the speedy Bach, to drive it in. Turns to her forehand, took the shot, and just caught a piece of fast.
Yeah. Almost had it. Oh.
Bach definitely has that breakaway speed. If she gets a step, it could be lights out.
Well, and she's one of those players that has created majority of her own space in the offensive zone, and it's a player that I'm watching a little bit more intently right now on Team Scotiabank because she's just had so many chances that she's created on her own.
Stacy for Potomac, hard shot over top of the bar, just skimming over the crossbar. This one's flipped out to center, settled though, and unfortunately falling down as she entered the zone was Panic. Panic regrouping. Carpenter, backhand, centering pass, backdoor area was Johnston, flipped just over top of her blade. Nice idea though. Back to the blue line, held in. Good movement of the disc here from Scotiabank as a couple of one-touch passes ended up in front. Nice coverage, though, by the Adidas defense. And they will try to punch this out to center. Stacy with it near side. She's going to buy some time, drops it off to the defenseman, and it's Jinsey Dunn. Bad giveaway. Daou lurking in the offensive zone. Turnbull through the middle. Johnston was there. Got a stick to it, but no shot. Turned over again. Up to Johnston. Daou is an option. She will bring it in near circle. Prime real estate shot. Original save made by Rooney. And the rebound is cleared out by Adidas. Solignier driving into the offensive zone all by herself. Will stop and curl away from the pressure as she fell down, got kind of tied up there with Keller.
Yeah.
Nurse knocks it down at center. She brings it in. Coin Schofield.
Ooh.
Original centering pass doesn't work.
Hit that up high as well. That's another puck in this possession or this back and forth play that hits a player up high. So keep an eye on that, Brett.
Krasaniak. Scotiabank will direct it in deep. They're going to make wholesale changes. It's Krasaniak. Rink wide. Coin Schofield just out of her reach. On the follow comes Nurse. Krasaniak now into the open space. Willoughby driving up over the blue line. Watch closely. Round the face of goal. For LaRocque. Side of the net. Centering pass by Vespa doesn't work. Costa is going to peel away from the pressure. 5 minutes remaining here, second frame. Still 1-0. Willoughby. LaRocque. Long wrister, easy save made at the top of the crease by Makala.
Another good save by Makala, and she's been pretty calm and has played pretty square to her positioning since letting in that one goal. Not necessarily a fluky goal, but some good play on the other side of the ice as well from Scotiabank. That chance across the crease that just skips over the stick of, I believe it was Bach who was busting in on the far side there. So some good chances both sides of the ice. Scotiabank starting to free themselves up just a little bit here.
Jocelyn LaRocque to the corner for Vespa and ends up behind the net. Bourbonnais. Smoothly out to center comes Scotiabank, but they only got as far as the red line before they turned it over. Vespa back in the other zone with speed. Far side, she's eliminated into the boards courtesy of Bourbonnais. Stacy fighting hard to keep it alive. Now out to center, Carpenter. Moved it along for Bach. Bach trying to hop in behind the defense. She got surrounded. To the blue line. Towards the slot, watch out here, a potential odd man rush forming. It's Stacy with LaRocque. Stacy, LaRocque, drag, shot, wide of the mark. Another opportunity forming here. Can they get the shot away? It's flipped into the near corner, and in pursuit is Stacy. Turnbull trying to force the disc. This one comes careening out through center. That will allow some changes. 3:45 remaining, second period. DiGeronimo. Out through center. Now stopping up there, Megan Keller, but she gave it away in a vulnerable area. Turnbull rides her player into the boards. Back to the blue line. Krasaniak. Nurse kicked it off the skate, couldn't bring it with her though. Back out to the neutral zone. DiGeronimo unable to deposit that one in deep. Flipped in behind Rooney. Scotiabank, 3 minutes left here in period number 2, trying to tie the game. Laquette with a long wrister over top of the bar. Off the blue line comes Keller. Daou. Dasher board rolls it back. Laquette will try one to the goal, looking for a purposeful tip, doesn't get it. Now Nurse. Costa. Hard play there in the corner. Laquette point to point. Keller advancing, hard shot. Rooney, another routine save.
Yeah, really good save there by Rooney, but Laura Stacy in her second line here for Adidas, I believe it's her, Potomac, and O'Neill have been easily the best line on the ice today as they've created majority of the chances here for Adidas. Every time Stacy steps on the ice, my attention just gets, ignited a little bit more because she's just been able to create such chances for Adidas, and she already has an apple here tonight. Let's see if she can get some more points on the board. Cash in while she's hot.
Mickelson ahead. The intended target is Vespa. She'll joust with Keller as it ends up on the end boards. At Scotiabank, Stewart trying to muster it out to center. They get all tangled up. Costa does escape. Asta. Krasaniak forced off the puck. Scotiabank driving to the goal mouth, and they just blew a tire at the wrong time. Numbers back the other direction. Vespa the puck carrier. She's got Mickelson as an option, carries it into the corner before she's forced off the disc. And now Field. Flipped high in the air, settled. Now moved ahead, Shelton busting to the goal, power move. Second chance was there. Unfortunately, she was stretched out. We get some pushing and shoving that will lead to a penalty.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit frustration there by Shelton as she gets a little bit bumped up in front of the net here with, I believe it's O'Neill who took the bump. So it is going to be a roughing call to Shelton.
All right, well, chance for Team Adidas to add some insurance and get their second of the afternoon. If you're just joining us, Kristen O'Neill, the lone goal scorer, second of the Secret Dream Gap Tour. Happened earlier in the period. Off the face-off. Saulnier back for Larocque as Adidas controls it here on the power play. Long shot through a crowd. They bang away at it. Now Carpenter will gulf it. Stays in the zone for now, and it's punched out to center.
Look at Schofield move through center there. Her feet just get going really quick, man.
Sarah Nurse. She's got those fast twitch fibers living all the way through her body. Through the crease. Sarah Nurse off the wall. To the blue line, Larocque. Hard snapper, that was blocked. It arrives far corner. Carpenter trying to chop it out. Second effort still doesn't get out. The wall is sealed. As we've got 1 minute remaining here, period number 2. Adidas on the power play with a 1-0 lead. Trying to dig it off the wall. Sarah Nurse, nice idea. Nifty play through the middle, but nobody home. Now a potential shorthanded chance. Megan Keller to the forehand, side of the goal. What a defensive effort to prevent that gift in front, as Scotiabank should have scored. Now watch out the other way. Coyne Schofield, Nurse, centered, and they miss. Furious end-to-end action here to end the second period. I'm not sure who it was, Tyler, that made that diving effort to prevent the sure goal for Scotiabank. This one remains 1-0. Mickelson, O'Neill. Left wing chipped into the corner. 3 seconds left. That's going to do it. 40 minutes down. And Adidas will take a 1-0 of the slimmest of margins.
What a play. Megan Keller going cross crease. It's on the stick of Alex Carpenter, and it just cannot find the back of the net as Saulnier was the one
Saulnier
diving across. Look at this. Beautiful chance in front as well. The goal from O'Neill earlier in the period, the power play goal, and Adidas now, well, we can't say 0-4 on the power play just yet, since they got that one from O'Neill, and they still got 15 seconds left coming in the third period. But man, oh man, what a chance for Scotiabank, and they just couldn't cash in. It's almost as if Alex Carpenter had a little bit of sticky tape on her stick, and the puck was stuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, lots of meat left on this bone. We've got a full 20 minutes coming up. Period number 3. I'm Brett Bonesteel with Tyler Sear. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, broadcast live worldwide on cbcsports.ca.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat. It's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology.
Wow, that pops.
Amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just saved even more, bundling Sonnet home and auto insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonnet.ca.
That'll be 93 cents, please.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who is asking that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe. I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat. It's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Alongside Tyler Sear, you're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour. Team Adidas leading Team Scotiabank 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. Tyler, these fans have been treated to a heck of a hockey game through 40 minutes. Despite the low scoreline, we've seen flurries of chances. The talent on display is ripe as well.
It is, it is. It's been a fantastic game for both these clubs, and they've certainly gotten their fair share of chances. I'm a little bit surprised that Scotiabank hasn't scored on the power play like they wanted to as much. But nonetheless, Adidas definitely took that second period with gratitude. They definitely came up out on top, and we're 100% the better team. But Amanda McKella, I think we're going to mention her name multiple times here because she's been fantastic so far. And, you know, Team Scotiabank has been relying on her all game to play well, and she has been. So they've gotten the backbone that they needed. Now they just need to capitalize on the chances that they're getting.
7 games into the Secret Dream Gap Tour, and Adidas currently sitting in second place in the standings. Scotiabank in third, just a point behind. So a chance to leapfrog Adidas does Scotiabank. They have that chance here in period number 3, down a goal. We'll see if they can get it done.
Yeah, it would be a huge accomplishment for sure, but it's really only 1 goal. And I know it sounds like very little, but it can be a lot. And so far, it is a lot because, well, we've only got 20 minutes to play, and you're 1 goal down to Team Adidas, who's quite frankly been all over you for about 20 minutes now. So, no, I think a couple of these huge chances need to go in. A huge chance in that first period as Megan Keller just thrown it across the crease. Carpenter on the back door. It's the 3rd time she gets that puck with a wide open net and is unable to capitalize. So let's see if that can change in this third.
The question is, can Team Scotiabank beat 25-year-old Andover, Minnesota product Maddie Rooney, who has been perfect thus far? Indeed, the graduate of the University of Minnesota, Duluth. And we are underway. Period number 3, the puck is dropped. And Adidas, again, still with a handful of seconds left on the power play. About 7. As it's chipped on to the far side. And Keller awaits for the puck to arrive behind the goal. Slotted out in front is Soligny, waiting for it. It never got there. And Scotiabank out to center. We are back to 5-on-5. Keller chipping it up ahead. Here's Carpenter trying to beat Fast to the disc, who shields her away. Fast pins her up. Carpenter went down. Fast up the boards now. Soligny deep in her own territory. Solid back check as they smoothly come out of their own end. It is Nurse. On to Soligny, chipped in off the one touch, and they head off for wholesale changes. Bourbonnais holding it in behind her own goal. Breakout starting here for Scotiabank. Shelton. Near side, Dow. Chipped into the middle, tries to go skate to stick. Got ridden off the puck. Now Johnston centering pass for Dow, and shutting the door, closing the wickets up is Rooney.
Another big chance here for Scotiabank, who get the puck in low, and as I mentioned, way in the first period. Starting your offensive attack from below the goal line is a really good thing to do, and Scotiabank, they've done it a couple times here. They just haven't been able to capitalize yet, so just the one thing we're looking for from Team Scotiabank is to find the back of the net.
That one got out to center, so Scotiabank is forced to touch up, and they enter back in the offensive zone. Turnbull after that loose puck comes near side for Stacy. Dow fighting for it now. Shelton walks halfway across the blue line, giving away. Stacy trying to get a breakaway position. Here's Stacy, scores! Laura Stacy, it was about time. 2-0 Adidas.
What a goal by Laura Stacy, who's caught up all the way at the opposing blue line. She gets the puck, comes in on the breakaway, and just chooses to put it underneath her blocker for her 5th PWHPA goal here to make it 2-0 Team Adidas. What a goal. We've been mentioning your name all night. Laura Stacy, have yourself night.
All right, insurance marker up on the board, so bigger hole to come out of now for Scotiabank. But here they come on the attack. No shot, though. They were converged on quickly. Solid D from Team Adidas. Willoughby on the chip and chase. She arrives on the end boards. Now centered for Vespa. And that was blocked just in front. Swing and a miss. Trying to come out of their own zone as Costa will get it out. Stewart now. Wrapped it in. Mickelson chipped off the boards in behind the net. And Adidas working it out through center. Keller smartly twisting away from Nurse, who tries to win the disc. She was shielded off. Laquette. Down behind in front for Coyne Schofield. What a pad save. Positionally sound. That one looked like a gift. It is turned aside. This one remains 2-0.
What a save by Amanda McKella. Oh my goodness, she's been fantastic all night, and there's a couple of goals you can't really, blame her for. One of them on a breakaway, the other back door.
That almost seemed like a no-doubter. Just caught a piece of the pad. LaRock tries to go cross ice. A stick got in the lane fast up the boards. Nice stick lift attempt by Coyne Schofield. But the defenseman, a hard play from Bridget Laquette, gets it out. Carpenter twisting off a check, tries to throw one in to the middle of the zone. It hit a leg. Shelton regrouping now. Scotiabank near side. Along the boards, tries to throw it back. Scotiabank searching for a friendly stick out in front. Still looking for their first of the evening. Shelton. Long shot, had a good amount of velocity, skipped through the crease. Not sure if Rooney may have caught a pad on it. Stacy, seeing no one else was around, she's just gonna pin it up. Works it off the boards, and Adidas having all sorts of trouble getting it out. Potomac. Slowly out. O'Neill opened the festivities tonight with her second of the Secret Dream Gap Tour. This one ends up in the Adidas bench. We get a stoppage. 15:48 left in regulation.
Yeah, and pretty good, strong push here from Scotiabank, as you would expect late in this third period, or in this regulation, sorry, but 15 and a half to go, and Scotiabank, you got to get something going here in it. It should honestly start with this draw over to the left of Maddie Rooney.
Johnston. Little stop and go move, swung it back, and it ends up in between the Scotiabank defensemen. They get down the ice. Krzyzniak looking to find that one. Now Dow through on, and a chance, saved by Rooney. Walking in prime real estate, Michaela Lange with the best chance of the afternoon for Team Scotiabank, but they continue to get stymied by Rooney.
What a save, and yeah, it's just a cross-crease pass over to, Team Scotiabank out in the slot, and Rooney, as I mentioned, staying square, staying up top above her crease, and making the shot originally hard, even just to shoot it or pick a corner, so really good save by Rooney to keep her team in this.
Bach tries to get that through a seam, comes back to the blue line, immediately over by Keller. Nice play as it ends up into the corner. Centering pass now, side of the net. Trying to muster up a shot, back again for Keller. Sorry, not Keller, as it's kept alive by Laquette. Krzyzniak and Coyne Schofield involved in a puck battle. Comes loose for Sarah Nurse, and she's going to make sure that gets out to safety. Keller against the grain. Oh, getting twisted up. Watch out. Looking to take advantage, but a penalty is on the way. This one is against Adidas, so here's the opportunity that Scotiabank needs.
100%. And when you're in the offensive zone and you're, putting a lot of pressure on a team, there's either two things are going to happen. You're going to score a goal, or you're going to get a power play, and that's exactly what happens here. It happens at the Scotiabank blue line. Soligny just sort of bumps into, I believe it was Laquette, but a big collision, and she's going to be going in the box here for 2 minutes or less as Scotiabank look to get one on the board and maybe cut this lead in half. But good offensive zone pressure is how this all began.
This is going to be held in by Bourbonnais, and now out of the corner operating is Daou. Centering pass missed. On the recoil, Bourbonnais for Johnston. Near circle, back to the blue for Shelton. Midpoint, fakes the shot. On to Johnston, she shoots, pad save made. Back again to the line. Shelton loading it up, will look to the far side. Bourbonnais and Shelton almost switch spots. Johnston, wrister, looking for a tip. It's end up on the far side. Down the boards now, Turnbull there to take over, twists away from the pressure. Turnbull out of the corner, got caught up. She has the disc once again. Johnston is an option. Johnston stopped by Rooney again in front. Unbelievable work from Rooney in the cage today. Shelton. On to Bourbonnais, advancing, patted away. On for Melody Daou. Johnston. Under a minute remaining now in the power play. Johnston advancing slowly, tries the shot, picked up. Bourbonnais, 5 saves, Tyler, on that sequence. Holy jumping.
Man, what a power play here for Team Scotiabank, but what calm and collectivism here from Maddie Rooney, who sits at the top of her crease, just making things hard. Not a very big goaltender, so she's making things hard for Scotiabank, making the power play feel uncomfortable, as it never should. And man, oh man, they are so ever close to getting one on the board here.
Another long drive, this time by Bridget Lacquette, looking for her first goal of the PWHPA.
That's the 6th shot on that power play too, Brett. And you know, I was gonna mention in the first power play here for Scotiabank early in the game, not a lot of shots. They just gotta get more shots in the dirty areas, and so far they've done that, just waiting.
Keller looking for a purposeful tip. Now Lacquette jumping up off the blue line. 35 seconds left on the power play. Panic now. Keller cross the width of the blue line. Lacquette will try a hard shot. That was tipped and then stopped by the glove hand in front. Bach. And another reactionary save. Just getting down low is Rooney. This one remains 2-0.
Man, what a power play so far. They're taking it in bits and pieces, and they've only got 18 seconds left here, but a couple big chances, and Rooney has just shut all of them down as Adidas win the draw, and they're going to dump it all the way down the ice. But man, Scotiabank putting on a lot of pressure, and don't think it's going to stop once this penalty expires. They're just going to keep coming at them.
They're gaining confidence. Bach with a head of steam, looking far side, and it was ripped wide. Out for Stacy. Zone exit doesn't happen. Thrown to the goal, picked off now, and it will be Adidas finally back the other way. Potomac through the middle. Kraseniak on to Stacy in front of the Scotiabank bench. Uh-oh. Twisting and turning now, deposited behind the goal for Vespa. Fast. Across the blue line, Potomac. Long shot, never made it. Now a chance to move it out of the zone. Took a funny hop off the glass to the benefit of Team Scotiabank, and that will allow them to get some fresher skaters out. It's fast, gave it away in a terrible spot. Here comes Costa. On goal, stopped in front by Rooney. Didn't get a great look in the end off the backhand. And Rooney makes the stop.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, Brett, absolute calmness from Maddie Rooney, who just waits this one out and closes off Costa. Gets a little bit of help there on the back end from Renata Fast, but man, oh man, what a save. She's definitely keeping Adidas in this game right now.
Headman dish for Coyne. Schofield working in. Looked like she wanted to hit Nurse, who was the trailer. It was given away. Back the other way, shot patted into the corner. Here's Bourbonnais arriving, won the race. Now flipped in behind the cage. Field unable to track it down. DiGeronimo with a breakaway pass on to Souligny, who was taken down. Play continues, now Nurse. Out of the corner, look at the pace, look at the speed. She tries to twist off, is taken down, and again, no call. As Turnbull is back the other way. Thrown in front of the Scotiabank bench. They got to be careful for too many men. waited long enough. And
see that time and time again now where someone's getting off the bench, they touch the bucket, it's a too many men penalty.
Now Melody Dow and a late offside call as they get tied up at the blue line. 10:44 remaining in regulation time. Adidas enjoying a 2-0 lead right now.
What a game, Brett. This has really been an enjoyable one to watch, and Adidas just up her hand right now. They got the better playing cards at the moment, but Scotiabank really putting on the pressure, trying to climb back into this game.
Laura Stacy, they're jousting with Keller as they get all tied up with one another. Scotiabank to escape with possession. Melody Dow to the far corner, intended target Johnston. She got her. Johnston, look back to the blue line, crossed the ice, and Keller is forced out to center. Front of the bench.
Oh, good shake off.
Out of a phone booth, really nowhere to operate. Somehow Scotiabank comes away with it. Dow will chop it up the boards. Krasiniak closed off. Centering pass. Dow trying to locate a shot to the blue line. Near side. Wide of the mark. Now available into the corner. Dow again to the blue line. Held into the outskirts of the zone, though. Great D-zone coverage from Adidas. That one's thrown onto the goal. It was blocked. As this one's flipped high out through center. Donovan knocked it down. Has multiple bodies headed to the goal. Backhand stopped. As that one was turned aside. Chipped up by Fast in behind the goal. 9:16 remaining here in the hockey game. Larocque to the dasher board. In behind Langy. Carpenter slowly meandering herself out of the zone. Will throw it into a corner. Hosta tries to jump into the lane. She'll grab it. Nurse forced it off. Coyne Schofield up the boards. And the pressure still being applied by Scotiabank, but not a lot of quality looks coming as a result. Nurse tries to peel onto her forehand. She'll throw it into the corner. Coyne Schofield centered. Nurse didn't get all the composite she wanted on that. Fast goes one way, stop the other, looking for a tip. Nurse almost got a stick to it. Back for Souligné. That is a hard shot, a riser. Another shot blocked. Good pressure there from Team Adidas, throwing everything at the cage. Multiple blocks in front, though. That one off the glass, out to center, knocked down. Nurse keeps the play alive. Souligné will feel the pressure come and flip it on the boards in behind the cage. Turnbull now. Gave it away right in front, a couple of whacks, and the whistle goes.
Some more big saves from Amanda McKella, and at this point, we're expecting them because she's been nothing but fantastic since the minute the puck has dropped tonight. Has given up 2 goals, but 7:54 to go. Still some time to redeem herself, and I don't really think she needs to redeem herself much, Brett. She's kind of made herself known here in the building tonight.
Solid performance indeed as we get a look at both benches. And a name we've mentioned throughout the broadcast is Team Adidas' Sarah Nurse, originally a 2nd overall pick of the Toronto Furies in what was then the CWHL. Previous to that, she actually skated for the Badgers, the University of Wisconsin. There she piled up 137 points in 150 career NCAA games. Her moment, though, came in the 22 Olympics in Beijing, an absolute dominant performance. 2 Olympic records, Tyler, including 18 points in the tournament, 13 assists, all in 7 games, on the way to a gold medal victory over Team USA, where she opened the scoring in that gold medal game. Going on, the athletic prowess in the Nurse family is evident. Cousin Darnell, a top 4 D-man for the Oilers, and probably the greatest Canadian women's basketball player in history, another cousin, Kia Nurse. It doesn't even stop there. Her uncle, retired Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb. She's also got another uncle that played for the Tiger Cats of the CFL, so it's just ridiculous, Tyler. I can go on and on.
Family, yeah. Could make a whole university out of the last name of Nurse.
Correct.
And they'd be fantastic at every single sport. She's been pretty good here tonight. She's been all over the place, but the puck has been in her hands, and when it is in her hands, it's always a threat, so she gets a little bit more attention than usual.
Well, yeah, she's nearly drawn a couple of penalties just by virtue of
being on the ice
and how dangerous she is. 7:30 to go in regulation. Adidas trying to work it out of their own zone, and it does punch out to center. On the recoil is Keller. Headman into an open space. Johnson looking to track it down. It's Dau out of the corner now. Side of the net through the blue paint, but nobody's there as Laura Stacy will flip this one out to center. It's caught at the red line by Keller. Nurse. Got hit off the disc by Dau. Dau now with a snapper and a blocking arm. Save is made.
What a save by Maddie Rooney. I don't think people realize how tough of a save that was. She flipped her blocker on the opposite side and just managed to catch it with the stick.
Back the other way, Bach on her off wing through the middle behind Carpenter. They arrive behind the net now. Costa trying to free it. Along for Coyne Schofield. She got enough of it to chop it out to center. Shelton advances, a little one hopper that's easily handled by Rooney, and then she will smother the rebound. PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour live from the North Grenville Municipal Centre in Kemptville, Ontario, about 40 minutes or so south of the city of Ottawa. Brett Bonesteel on the call with Tyler Sear, worldwide live on cbcsports.ca. Just under 6.5 to go. Flipped on by Mickelson. Costa with one knee down, looking to keep the play alive. Carpenter. Nurse will join the fray. It's freed up the boards. Soulinier, opportunity to get it out, doesn't work. Now Mickelson throws it and reverses course. Carpenter waiting for a potential centering pass. She's muscled off the puck. Groziniak. Bourbonnais. Carpenter flat-footed at center. Didn't have a lot of options, so she'll flip it in deep. Adidas back out. Nice elevation there and a jump from Bourbonnais to partially keep it alive, but it's going to be Adidas flipping it out. Look at Adidas, they are really backing off here. Just one forechecker in the offensive zone as they plug up the neutral zone. Turnbull now, twisting into the middle, Dau after it. Flipped in behind fast, Johnston with it. 5 minutes left here in period 3. It's Scotiabank trying to come back from a 2-0 hole. Vespa rides it up the wall. This one's chipped out. Megan Keller twisting it up northward now. O'Neill for Adidas. Weaving and winding her way through the neutral zone. Might have a lane, a curl, and a drag and a drive. And a hard, nice, high shoulder save made.
Another really expertise save there by Amanda McKellar.
Laura Stacy ripping in. Dropped it back now. O'Neill taken down. Scotiabank far away from where they need to be. Deep in their own territory with time ticking off the clock. Stacy on the cycle. Keller for Kirion. Kirion looking to punch it out to center. Just enough mustard on it. Now knocked down, and it is offside at the Scotiabank line with 3:53 to go. And with that amount of time left, we're gonna keep our eyes firmly sealed on the Scotiabank net and Mekala and see when and if head coach Dean Seymour wants to yank her for the extra attacker down a couple of goals. So we get a timeout here. Teams to their respective benches for a review of strategy.
and it's the right time. I mean, McKellar will get out of that net at some point and go to the bench, so I'm almost certain of it. I mean, why wouldn't you pull the goaltender at that point, right?
Well, there's still enough real estate left, the 3:53. That's a lot of time. So it depends how aggressive
they want to be, I guess.
Dean Seymour wants to be.
But we'll have to wait and just see. But
getting a look here at the Adidas bench, and D. Geronimo, number 23 in white. Head coach Matt Leitner said that's a player that fans should keep their eyes on. Somebody who might fly a little bit under the radar in comparison to the Coyne Schofields or the Sarah Nurses, but he feels like D. Geronimo and the defensive end is one to watch for. It's flipped in deep. Johnston tried to hold the line, but Scotiabank is offside.
Yeah, no touch up, and it's going to come back out to the neutral zone, Brett, but
we'll see. This one might come farther down, as may have been purposeful from Daou. It's going to come back towards at least the Scotiabank end. Oh, it's going all the way down.
Ah, that's tough. I think the players kind of knew it too once they entered the zone. But nonetheless, it's just means Scotiabank have to start from a little bit further back.
Round to an open side. Johnston got enough of it to punch it out to center. Flipped right back on in by Adidas. Solignier skated on by. Shelton now twists off the pressure as she will careen back in her own zone. Shelton, one hand on her stick, will skate it out to center. The puck carrier all the way in deep. Shelton will follow it in. Center in front. That was Johnston on the doorstep, but the denial again from Rooney.
And something tells me that was the chance to get up on the score sheet here to make it 2-1 and then deal with the rest of the game after that and maybe get a second goal, make it tied, bring it over to overtime. But that one was stopped up by Rooney pretty much with ease, so we'll have to wait for another play.
And watch out, Laura Stacy, empty cage, extra attacker out. Turnbull turns behind the goal, but she's muscled off the puck. O'Neill gave it away. Turnbull now for Daou, as Scotiabank trying to organize themselves in their own zone, but they are hemmed down there right now. Here they come. Johnston up on the left wing, turns back towards the line. Carpenter up along the boards, able to win the puck. Carpenter searching around, dropped it off for Daou. Back Carpenter, short-sided, caught the side of the netting.
What a chance by Alex Carpenter. She's been loving that spot all game, just hasn't seemed to put it in the back of the net yet.
Again, 6-on-5, Scotiabank down 2. Empty cage, Keller, Bourbonnais, Daou. Far circle, stops up, back to her forehand. Keller, hard shot, skips through, rebound, scores! Carpenter, Scotiabank has life.
Yeah, and she's been waiting for this one all game long as she picks up her second PWHPA goal. Alex Carpenter, the puck just dwizzles in front of the net. She gets two big chances, one off the side of the net. It's a nice pass over to Megan Keller at the blue line, who throws it to the front of the net. Carpenter is there to clean up the mess and put it into the empty cage.
Amanda
2-1.
Amanda Makala back into the blue paint for now, as we've got a tighter hockey game. 2-1 the score, 1:50 remaining. Keller, wide side, tape to tape, stopping up, trying to buy some time. It's back for Keller. And the goalie heading halfway to the bench now. She'll commit as the extra attacker is out on the chip and chase. Sarah Nurse is back to retrieve it for Adidas. Throws it back to the blue line. It's not cleared. Thrown out in front, knocked down Soulinier, gave it away. There's Daou. Flipped in behind. Panic in a puck battle. Far side half wall. Time's ticking off. Here comes Keller. Keller looking for a shot through a crowd. It was blocked. Coyne Schofield on for Soulinier. Back to Coyne Schofield. He's going to run out of room. Center pass. Soulinier, that caught a skate or something. Didn't end up in. We continue. Bach by one check. Numbers for Scotiabank as they enter. Coyne Schofield desperate to clear. Closing the door is Rooney as she slides across post to post. Keeps it out 2-1. It remains 48.1 to go. Tyler.
What a chance in front of Rooney. That is a bit of a surprise chance for Manny Rooney. She has to stay high on her toes here to get this one as it just trickles its way into the front of the net and bounces off a Adidas player's skate to come out in front.
Off the face-off. Desperate times for Scotiabank to the blue line. Shelton waits. Now she shoots. That one almost skipped on by Rooney.
What a tip by Johnston.
Now trying to waste as much time as they can. Team Adidas to an open wing for Stacy. She's going to hold it there. We've got a helmet down on the ice. Players are wondering why the whistle hasn't gone. It's back for Shelton. Turnbull into the middle. Johnston swing and a miss. This one will float out to center. To the far corner, Dow quickly back in. Time's ticking off, and Team Adidas is going to escape by the skin of their teeth. They take it, the final from Kemptville. Team Adidas 2, Team Scotiabank 1. Tyler, we were treated to an excellent hockey game. These fans in the thousands were as well.
Man, what a game. Huge chances on both sides. There were points in that game where it was just back and forth action non-stop. And if you take your attention on the ice surface here, Blair Turnbull having a bit of a conversation with the referees down there at the red line. The whole Scotiabank team waiting in their own zone. They're going to shake hands as a sign of respect to one another. All of them are friends, but that game got a little bit messy at the end.
Yeah, well, you got to hand it to Team Scotiabank. They gave everything they could in the back half of that second period to even the score line. It was just a little, too late. Team Adidas, they remain in second place in the secret Dream Gap Tour. Again, we're not done here from Ottawa. There's lots of action remaining. We've got a game later on tonight from Gatineau. That's an 8 p.m. start.
Centre Slush Puppy.
And that will also be live worldwide on cbcsports.ca, so please tune in at 8 o'clock as well. And then we've got the All-Star festivities from the Canadian Tire Centre, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic weekend. It's all about growing the game of hockey in the woman field of things, and man, this was a fantastic game. It was really a treat to watch and really a treat to call, Brett. So thank you so much for having me out.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks to the crew, cbcsports.ca, for providing some wonderful shots and replays and a great production from start to finish. I'm Brett Bonesteel for Tyler Sear. Thank you so much for tuning in to the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, brought to you live worldwide on cbcsports.ca.